We talking rom-com, we talking action, we talking drama and movie classics. Whatever you want, yo, we have it. Cause we talking movies on the podcast. So I married a film critic. So I married a film critic. So I married a film critic. Hey honey, I just want to talk about the movie like casually. You don't have to bring up the cinematography. Honestly, let's just talk about like how the characters were fun. Married a film critic. So I married a film critic.
Welcome to So I Married a Film Critic, a discussion between a professional film critic and lecturer and me, his wife of over 20 years, who just likes to watch movies for fun. I'm your co-host, Julia.
Hey everybody, this is Barry the Film Critic.
And we had a listener request. And before I get into the comment and what episode we're doing, I just wanted to say, sometimes we hide little Easter eggs at the end of episodes. So if you're a real, genuine fan, you will find these and you too can make a request.
These? More than one? Indicating?
Well, I think we're going to...
Plural form?
I think we're going to keep doing it.
Oh, really? Is there going to be one at the end of this episode?
Man, no, I don't think so. We should probably talk about it ahead of time.
There's going to be so many. On this one? No, not at all.
I'm just
all right,
saying.
so on other episodes,
if you listen
there
to
might,
the end,
moving forward,
yes,
be Easter eggs.
Moving
oh my gosh.
forward.
Wow.
Yes. Well, you know, you got to tease
something to look forward to.
Yes, come on.
All right.
All right. Yeah, and again, if y'all would like, subscribe, comment, leave 5-star reviews, that would help us out.
Oh my gosh.
It would.
Shameless. Now we have to give them an Easter egg. We're doing it. There's going to be, I'll come up with something. There's going to be an Easter egg at the end of this episode. We're doing it because you can't ask for 5 stars and not give them something. My gosh.
We're giving high quality entertainment.
In quotations.
So serious. Okay. Okay, but I was excited because this is a listener who has not reached out before. So, hi, Scott. Thank you so much for your comment. Scott says, I don't have Instagram, but I listen to the podcast here, meaning on Spotify. Please do Interstellar, one of my all-time favorites. Fun fact, I got to stay in the Westin Bonaventure Hotel in LA where all of the scenes from inside the base were filmed.
Cool. Very
Which
cool.
I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Love stories of anytime people get to go to cool sets. You and your brother have lots of stories. Or, you know.
Do you like those stories?
I
told
do.
you, oh, that's nice.
Well,
wow.
Okay. Well.
Where the ice cream parlor was. Wow. No kidding. Interesting.
Well, like when you told me about how Marty took you on a tour and you got to see, you know, like...
Which one? I've told you so many stories. Which one?
Like the scary house.
From the people under the stairs.
Yes,
Yeah.
Things like that.
And
like,
he took me to the diner from Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, like I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we went on a full-on road trip to Albuquerque just to go to the Breaking Bad, you know, places.
We did.
I mean, we went to the house, we went to the pizza place, we went to the car wash.
It was cool, and it was when the show was still on, too.
Yeah.
So that was neat. I felt like, oh, we're ahead of the curve. Because now people go all over the world and do these tours.
So I do think it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, the time you walked around San Francisco with your backpack.
Well, what was that for? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
It was Invasion of the Body Snatch walking tour. Yes, it was.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
No, I do. I think it's neat. So thank you, Scott. We're going to talk about Interstellar today. And yeah, let's
Do you know the location of a Christopher Nolan film that we've been to?
No.
It's a place in Manitou Springs.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this already.
The Cliff House.
Yes.
The Cliff House was featured in The Prestige, and it's no longer there. It used to be in the lobby. You'd walk in and you'd see the schematics of it, and it's on Warner Brothers letterhead. And they used the Cliff House as a location in the film, and we actually have stayed there a couple times. It's a great place, great town.
Yeah, I was just there recently. Actually, it was like June of 24.
Okay, I was there a couple months ago. Still awesome.
I just ran in there to use their bathroom because, you know when you're like in I mean, we were at the Penny Arcade and they don't really have a bathroom. And so I was like, I'm just going to sneak in here. It's like a very nice bathroom.
Cliff House, known
Yes.
for their amazing bathrooms.
And no, it's great. It's great. I had a company Christmas party there once. I think you went with me.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
All right. Enough of that. This is an almost 3-hour movie. We better get going. All right. Well, tell us a little bit,
Oh, this is... You want me to take the... Okay.
No, just...
Usually you're like, let me talk about it. So this is Interstellar from Christopher Nolan, written by him and his brother Jonathan. This was a years in the making project. This was a very special film. It came after The Dark Knight Rises, which is actually my favorite of those films. Most people don't care for that one. That's my favorite. And Nolan at this point... He's one of those rare filmmakers who can get any film greenlit. He's got that magical power. And it's special because he typically does movies that are completely original. And a lot of them are really risky in terms of the way they're structured, the way they portray time. His films, they feel like they're from another planet. Unless unless you're familiar with the works of Godard or even like Steven Soderbergh. Christopher Nolan his films are in a category all by themselves. This is a special film because it's this expansive, massive, lavish film that's about a father trying to get back to his daughter. That's really what it's about. Mm-hmm. All the stuff that takes place that deals with, going to the furthest aspects of the cosmos and entering a black hole. It's an intimate, personal story blown up to epic-sized proportion.
Never mind that he also has a son who he could care less about.
We don't care about him. I don't care about him. I don't care that Timothée Chalamet and Casey Affleck played him. Don't care about this kid.
So funny.
Who cares? I forget all about him.
I know. I was like, oh, like the father-daughter themes are so nice. And then I'm like, oh, but that sucks for his son.
The son wound up being Willy Wonka later on, so Timothée Chalamet is doing just fine.
Oh, okay.
And Casey Affleck also doing well.
Exactly. Okay, so the opening of the film starts off in the future. There's crop blight that has caused civilization to regress into a failing agrarian society. So we have former NASA pilot Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, and he runs a farm with his family. And it's basically a situation where they're like, please be a farmer, anyone and everyone. And even when the kids are in school, they take these tests and they only allow a certain number of kids, like really, really smart kids, to go to college. Everyone else, they're like, you're now a farmer. So that's what kind of happened with Cooper's son. And Cooper was like, no, but he's only 15. He could become an engineer. They're like, we have plenty of engineers. We need farmers. So what do you think about like the opening, like the situation that everyone's in?
It's interesting. The film keeps it intimate, so you never get a sense of what the world is like outside of this location.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a John Steinbeck landscape. It looks and feels like the Great Depression, even though it's
the Great Dust Bowl.
Slightly, but it's slightly futuristic. But the film never gets a sense of what the world is like outside of this little farm town. On the other hand, I even wrote in my notes, it's like all the films dealing with these future scenarios, robot apocalypse, zombies, AI, aliens. I'll take this. This looks great. Dust storms? Okay. Not a problem.
Oh, okay.
As long as my allergies don't go too crazy,
oh, come on.
This is fine. I'll take this. Out of all the futuristic movies we've watched, I'm like, okay, just roll up the window, close the windows, and keep the dust out.
Never mind that some of the kids have their lungs are infected because they are inhaling this stuff. I mean, come on. That's pretty bad.
That part sucks. It's not all perfect. But this is pretty good compared to every other futurist scenario and every other movie I can think of dealing with the future.
That's true. But I think what they're ultimately saying is that starvation is imminent.
Yes, but I have a solution for that. I thought about this because the movie's long. I had a lot of time to think about this. I got 2 words for you.
What?
Soylent Green.
I knew you were going to say that.
Soylent Green.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because to quote Ebenezer Scrooge, if you want to decrease the surplus population,
oh my gosh.
end of quote, Ebenezer Scrooge, Soylent Green.
Jeez.
So those kids who are like coughing, not going to do so well,
they're going to contribute to...
It's like, bummer that Steven next door is not feeling well. On the other hand, who wants baby back ribs?
Oh, no. That's so bad. I did not think we were going to talk about cannibalism in this episode.
You know, if that's the worst thing that could happen, I mean, I'm sorry, but
That's
not
bad.
It's not so bad. Look, we got
Yes,
movies
it
where
is.
aliens are blasting people and robots with machine guns are killing people, and the AI apocalypse. This is not so bad. We can deal with this.
Oh my god.
It looks like the 1920s. We survived that. I'm watching like, okay, thank you, Christopher Nolan. Out of all of the futuristic scenarios that are dread-inducing, and this is it, but I'm like, there are solutions to this.
Right. Hopefully. That's what...
It's not the sky opening up and a big disc comes out and suddenly everybody's getting, vaporized.
No. Yeah, but the reason, and we'll get there, but the reason that Cooper has to go on this mission is so they can find a new planet, because eventually it won't be habitable. So that's not...
Soylent
It's not great.
Green.
It's not great.
Soylent Green is
Okay.
the solution.
All right. So one of the things that happened was that his daughter, Murphy, played by Mackenzie Foy, she...
It was wonderful. Everybody's wonderful.
Oh, yeah, she's great. She's great. So he has to go to a parent-teacher conference, and they're like, so she brought in, like, your old textbook, and we have new textbooks with, like, new history. And Cooper's like, what are you talking about? And so they're like, well, the NASA Apollo missions were faked, and it was used to bankrupt the Soviets. And, Murphy got into an argument with some of the other kids because she's talking about, no, they're real. Like, my dad flew, spacecraft. And so he was kind of like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take her to a baseball game. And so then he was like, sorry, I got you. I got you kicked out of school for a day.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. I mean, I hate this crap. I hate conspiracy theories undermining NASA.
But I was like, this is happening today.
But yeah, but that's always been a thing. And conspiracy theories and then complaints that, it's human waste and it's just encouraging planetary neglect because we're looking at the skies instead of each other. I've never liked that argument, and that there's a lot of reasons for that. It's not necessarily political. It's just from my background and how I feel about the space race. But I think it's interesting that right up front, a movie that, is about the possibilities of human travel, it addresses all this stuff. Oh, the very, very human. And I got to say, certainly in some ways very reasonable reasons why people are saying, like, we have to deal with what we have here. We can't be looking into the cosmos. We can't be thinking about what's out there. But I've always believed that we as human beings, if we have the ability to do so, we should explore.
So you think we should look into colonizing Mars?
No.
Oh.
No, not at all. No, I wouldn't go to Mars. No, heavens no. No, I think, I certainly what this film is saying, this idea of being an explorer and seeing what possibilities exist outside of our own galaxy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, in terms of going like, well, Saturn wouldn't be too bad. Gravity is really intense over there, but it's okay. And Jupiter has acid storms. So beyond that, it's okay. We can deal with that. No, I'm not saying that at all. I think Earth is clearly as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that's kind of where we're at in the beginning of this movie. And we also have Murphy, Cooper's daughter. She believes that her room is haunted by a ghost trying to communicate with her. And it's interesting because she has this huge bookshelf in her room. It's like one wall is just all of books. And the books are being knocked down. There's like a Morse code situation. She's constantly trying to decipher messages. And I always thought, like, that is so strange. Like, until you get to the end of the movie, this is just very confusing.
The movie itself is strange. It's always a pretty strange movie. It feels like there's all these parts in it that don't necessarily go together until they all fit. The thing that always threw me off, because every time I revisit the film, it always annoys me until you watch the entire thing and you realize what's up. But do you remember there's those talking heads faux documentary parts at the beginning?
Yes.
Hate it.
I hate
what
that.
What is this?
Yeah.
And it's not until the very end of the film that it's justified. But it's still like, man, you do not need this. This movie is already too long. Cut this stuff off.
I agree.
Because even when we find out why those bits are there, and it's justified because it's part of this ultra futuristic, museum piece, but it's like, we don't need this. We don't
No.
need to hear these. If anything, it gives Ellen Burstyn, spoiler, a little more screen time, but like it's not, it doesn't add up to anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't help.
I
If
agree with you.
anything, the scene where Cooper goes to the principal's office, that's the world building this movie gives us. And I want more. Of course I want to see what the rest of the world looks like, but that's fine. We don't need any more of that. We don't need any more talk about the crops and the blight. Like, the movie says more than enough, especially since what it's saying is the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I agree with you. Nolan could have cut out 5-ish, 10-ish minutes of,
if not more.
Yeah.
There's enough. The story here is enough, and he's doing what he does. One of the things of Nolan that's a signature is he basically, the Tesseract becomes an issue in the movie in the third act, but that's what his structures are like for all of his films. Time is not an issue in his movies. The beginning is the middle, is the beginning is the middle, and the end. Like, his movies they're all over the place. It's like a pretzel. So he's showing us little bits of the past, the present, the future. Inception is like this. The Prestige is like this. All of his movies are like this, and it's one of these things you got to watch and pay very close attention, as the Prestige tells us, so that you'll know how it adds up. He's doing that here, but if anything, the thing with the ghost is enough.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
enough. And if anything, there's too much emphasis on it to a point where, it feels like a subplot that's going to go somewhere. It does. If anything, maybe a little less of that, so that it wasn't made.
You think he made it too obvious?
A little too obvious. Although it is so strange. Ultimately, how it all fits together, it's so bizarre. And it's especially bizarre because it's like, what are you saying, Mr. Nolan? There's a ghost in this girl's room. And then the movie moves on to the cosmic stuff, and you're like, okay, that was strange.
Yeah, exactly. There is the situation with their mom. I kind of would have...
You want a flashback?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see that. Because, so it's Cooper, his 2 kids, and then the grandpa, which I think is his wife's
Yes, it's his
dad.
father-in-law.
Yeah. And so it's like... The part that I don't fully believe that he would just leave his kids with the grandpa. 100%. It's like, I know that there's, when he finally gets to NASA and learns about what they're doing, it's like, I know he's like fully on board with this mission. It seems odd that like the only interaction we have before that is in her bedroom. Like, I thought that maybe there should have been, like, he takes her out to, like, look at the stars one night, and they have, like, you know what I mean? Like, they just leave on such sad terms that it doesn't feel real. I know that, like, for the character and what we see later on, it makes sense in the story, but I don't know that it makes sense in, like, real life.
I think her character is like the character of Rebecca in the Hitchcock film. It's a character whose absence makes her more powerful. In terms of why he leaves, I think it's because, if I see any kind of character that precedes Cooper, I'd say it's Chuck Yeager in The Right Stuff. This is a guy who believes, because he knows correctly, he's the only one who can do this. He's the only one who could do this right. He's the only one who has, the courage, the focus. If anything, like, we see how intensely focused he is when things get really terribly tense. So I think that makes it completely plausible why he does it. He's tortured about it, especially with Murph, because he clearly has the closest relationship with Murph. The scene where he has to leave and he's trying to reconcile with her, however we feel about the plausibility of it, I imagine it must be like this for any astronaut. I don't know if any astronaut's ever been through something like this, but it tears me in half.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I'm with you. I'm like, man, but at the same time, I think he's realizing like it's going to be a lot of dust bowls and cannibalism if I don't leave. So it's like, we can only eat so many neighbors. Eventually, I'm gonna have to tell the kids where the Kentucky Fried Chicken came from.
Oh my gosh.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So Murph discovers that there's binary coordinates in the dust of her room that directs them to a secret NASA installation led by Professor John Brand, played by Michael Caine. So Dr. Brand tells Cooper that every year one crop dies and gets eliminated from the planet forever due to the change in climatic conditions and severity of the dust storm. So soon no crops will grow on Earth and the species will starve to death. So, yeah. he's kind of like, we have this secret NASA installation, and he's like, and Cooper's like, well, what? How is this even possible? And he's like, well, public opinion is that we shouldn't focus on this. We should focus on our crops here. But he's been spending, years trying to figure out the problem of gravity. And I'm just going to tell our listeners right now that I personally, I'm not smart enough to talk about the science in this film. So, yeah. How did you feel when they found this secret NASA installation?
It becomes like a James Bond mission, which is interesting because not long after this, Nolan did my favorite film of his, which is Tenet. And Tenet is also, it's a very similar thing where Michael Caine is the person who sets up the scenario and, sets the secret agent off. And here the line is, find us a new home and I will have solved the problem of gravity. Like, wow. Okay. All right. Carl Sagan couldn't do it. You think you could do it? All right.
Yeah, and I was like, the problem of gravity. I guess I don't...
But that becomes one of the things that one of the main factors of the movie, how gravity is, it's not
different on different planets.
It's not only how it works in the cosmos, but how it is this emotional force that becomes a crucial factor to it, which is probably the part of the movie that will lose a lot of people. And let me say really quickly, this film, if it reminds me of anything, it's Contact, which is one of my favorite films of the 90s. I love Contact. And it's weird because it has this very emotional climax. A lot of people do not like the ending of that movie because it's very touchy-feely. It's not intellectual. It's strictly emotional. And I love it. And there's just not a lot of films like it. But I love that Nolan's doing a very similar thing here, where he's talking about how going to outer space isn't just about the possibilities of human life. It's also about loss. It's about what you're leaving behind. It's about this idea that you are losing the life that you're very lucky to have down here, no matter what the circumstances are.
Well, I feel like the bigger problem that they need to address is the issue of time. They lose years.
That's one of my favorite things about the movie. The villain of this movie is time.
Yeah.
That's the true antagonist of this movie. Time is very cruel in this film.
It really is. I was sobbing every time, they're like, we just lost 24 years or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I sort of feel like...
well, we'll get there. There's a moment where a character we realize has been
but Michael
decades by
Caine,
himself.
He should have, he didn't tell them that was a possibility.
Right.
He's like, I'll solve the problem of gravity. You just go out there and explore and do your little science-y stuff.
The only thing that makes sense to me, because there was, not to go to a really dark place, I swear that's not what I'm trying to do here, but when we were in the early days of the pandemic, and it really was this thing, like, when is this going to end?
Yeah, exactly.
If I suddenly found a secret organization that was, supporting something that I've always believed in, which is what Cooper is finding here. And I found this could be a straight arrow to a complete solution. I would definitely jump at the opportunity, especially because, how many years of the dust storms and cannibalism has Cooper had to put up with, living this grapes of wrath life, except everybody's coughing and there's constant dust storms and people are unhappy. And there's when is this ever going to end? We're eating, there's food, but it's mostly corn. That must get old after a while.
Yeah.
What can we do to stop this? So it makes sense to me that, okay, not only is it he's back in his element, but it's this looks like the only possible solution. And I know that I'm the person that can do this.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I'm looking at it from the daughter's perspective.
Yeah.
Just being like, how could you leave me?
Right. And I think he believes correctly that he is going to return.
Yeah. I think,
And I think certainly with the early, with the information that he has going in and what Michael Caine tells him, it does seem like it is going to be a return trip.
Okay, so Brand reveals that a wormhole, apparently created by an alien intelligence and first discovered 48 years ago, leads to new planets that offer hope for survival.
And Brand is played by...
Yeah, Michael Caine. I feel like, what's funny? He's old at the beginning of the movie, and then after so much time has passed, he still looks the same. They do not worry about aging him at all.
No, they're like, okay, you're good. Yeah.
They're like,
you can go to the set.
How old is he? We don't know. It's fine. He probably starts off as 60 and he dies at like 90, he still looks the same.
He's timeless. Yeah. Here's a question that I had watching the movie. How come
Okay.
his daughter doesn't have a Cockney accent? Because if Michael Caine is my dad, I'm rocking a Cockney accent. I don't care what people say. Didn't you grow up in Oakland? Yeah, I did, but my dad is Michael Caine.
I know. Who is her mom? Where is she? Is she just some, I don't know, regular Valley girl? Where are they? Are they in
Valley girl.
California?
You've heard the way she talks. She speaks in a very erudite way. I love what Anne Hathaway's doing here. I love this performance. She's very vulnerable. She's withdrawn. She has a bad haircut because of Les Mis.
She does have a bad haircut.
But she just did Les Mis. That's
so
why
bad.
she's rocking the Les Mis, Oscar-winning haircut. But
And they're like, it's perfect. You're just going to space. Who cares?
this way, McConaughey will not be interested in you. It's cool. We'll get rid of the whole sexual tension thing and gone. We don't have to worry about that at all. You got that Peter Pan haircut. It ain't happening, man.
I know. There is no sexual chemistry between them
Which
at
is
all.
good because the movie, for one thing, that's something the movie does not need.
Yeah.
And it's also a complication and a very Hollywood thing to be. It's like we've talked about A Few Good Men. There's no
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, Demi Moore thing. And it's like, why not? And it's like, well, because life isn't always like that. Even attractive people can work together.
What? No, they can't. There's always sexual tension. Just kidding.
Does that explain this podcast? You feeling it? Oh, man, you're choking. It's the dust storm, isn't it? And the cannibalism.
For people who haven't seen this movie, there is no cannibalism.
Or there could be.
This is very wishful thinking. Ah. Okay, so NASA has the quote Lazarus missions, and they have sent out like 12 astronauts to 12 different worlds. So this is what happened. They basically found 12 people to man their own missions. I mean, would you do something like that? That sounds... I mean, they can go into hypersleep, sure, where they can just like, okay, hey, I have 2 years worth of stuff. If it's looking like it's taking longer, I'm just going to take a 6-month nap. But that seems... I don't know. That's a lot of alone time, as we will see from one of the astronauts.
If I was in my 20s, yes.
Oh, okay.
When I was single, sure. Now, no.
Yeah, no, I know. They're basically getting sent back all of this info about the different worlds. And so they have to decide where are they going to go. And, they have like, 3 planets that look promising. And so, but they're getting some data, but they're not getting all of it because of this black hole. So we don't have the resources to go to all 12 planets. So Brand recruits Cooper to pilot the spacecraft Endurance to recover the astronaut data from, like I said, the 3 planets. If one of the planets is habitable, humanity will follow on space stations. But Brand has still not solved the problem of lifting enough of humanity into space and to the identified planet. So Plan B... So he's talking about like there's plan A, there's plan B, and plan A is obviously what everyone wants because they want their family members to join them.
Yeah.
But plan B is like they're carrying 5,000 human embryos and they're going to be like artificially inseminated and create a new colony of hundreds of humans. So I'm like,
I was confused about this because I'm like, wait a second, are we talking about like the fail-safe is that Matthew McConaughey has to impregnate Anne Hathaway?
no, remember, she's like, don't worry, the human embryos are okay. They're all like in little...
Okay, I was a little confused about this. I'm like, wow.
They're like, you have to impregnate her 100 times. And he's like, wait, what? Okay, that doesn't make any sense that you thought that with their lack of sexual chemistry.
Like, no wonder she's such a sour mood.
She's like, Hey, honestly though, if that was the case, you would think she'd be more excited about it because at least he's attractive. What if she was like going into space with some, I don't know, mouth breather?
Breather.
Just like a nerdy scientist guy. Actually, all the scientists are really good looking in this movie.
They are.
Yeah.
So thank you, Christopher Nolan, for reversing that stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no. The thing that's confusing about the the artificial insemination is like, who are you artificially inseminating?
Right.
Maybe I missed that part. Maybe there's like robots. Like, are the robots going to do it?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I just read today that now there's going to be like, AI wombs.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
I know. I have a lot of feelings about that, but we don't need to talk about that right now.
Wow. You just blew my mind.
I know.
AI wombs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay.
I'm sure everybody will be on board with that.
Like,
that won't be controversial at all.
I know. So, all right, we have now we're gonna start our journey. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to say anything else about like Cooper leaving his daughter? I don't know.
The first act of the movie is it's about memories of my father. Basically, we're seeing the moments of Cooper that his daughter Murphy is going to remember. These are important moments, and some of them seem small, some of them are very big. But that's what I think those scenes are there for, and it's a lot of foreshadowing, and considering how strange it all wraps together, the foreshadowing, some of it's, like I said, some of it's very hit and miss because you get a sense like it didn't even need to be foreshadowing. But again, Nolan is playing this idea that time is a circle, time is not a straight line. But in doing so, he could have made the movie a lot shorter. But,
right.
the movie it's always odd, but I always found, the first act in particular, I think is very compelling.
The thing I like about his theory of time, I guess is the right way to say it, is that everything is happening all at once. So like the past, the present, and the future, it's all happening simultaneously. Yeah. And I actually do think that that's probably true.
That's also, we just spoke about Terrence Malick film, and Malick edits his movies in a very similar way, the sense that it's all happening at once. It's just because of our consciousness.
Right.
But at the same time, when we reflect in the past, we tend to be very linear.
Because that's the only way we can do it.
Yeah, but there's also a starting point. So, we don't begin all the way at the very beginning, all the way to the very end. We're always jumping around. So it's, if anything, time, has always been this very convenient illusion that we follow. A clock is we're all following it. We're all worshiping the same sun together. But at the same time, it's like, well, we're just, it's crap. It's something we look at. It's like, okay, it's 12 o'clock, it's noon, but at the same time, it's like,
Right. What does that even mean?
Yeah. It's just, it's a very convenient way of keeping track of the day, but really, no, I think it's all, and then we get to the end of the year, it's like, it's 365 days. Well, is it? Is it, that's something that we put together, but to think of, what if a year was 700 days? What would we say about that year? Was that a good year?
I don't know. I think, and this is just my personal opinion, that the way we do the months of the year makes zero sense. I think I may have said this before, but if you divided up the year into 13 months, they'd all be 28 days. And you would actually follow the moon cycles.
What about leap years?
I think that might be the only thing that I can't figure out. Because again, I'm not like...
I only mentioned that.
Smart enough science-wise.
And I swear to you, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck and derail this, because that is fascinating. Yeah. I only asked that because I know a guy who was born on a leap year.
Yes.
His birthday.
Yeah. He's like, I'm 10. And he's like 50.
Yeah. And on one hand, it's funny, haha, but no, it kind of sucks. It really does. Yeah. He's always complaining about that. I'm like, that. So I always remember that whenever people mention leap year, it's like, oh yeah, I know a guy who got screwed by that.
I know. I feel like somebody could figure that out, though, that there could be a way to not have leap years.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. I just think like a 28-day month following the moon cycles makes way more sense than what we're doing, where it's like, how many days? What? There's 30 days, and then there's 31, and then there's 28. Like, who came up with this?
Yeah.
On the Endurance, Cooper joins Brand's daughter, Amelia, played by Anne Hathaway, and who's also, wait, did I just say that's Brand's daughter? Okay. Then there's scientists Romilly and Doyle. And then there's two robots that I want to talk about. Tars and Case. That, it means something, but I don't know what. So Amelia tells Cooper that Man was the leader of the expedition that took 12 brave people to uncharted territory. And actually, Amelia has a little crush on Man, right? Yeah. I kind of want to know who would have played that character, but we never see him.
Oh, I thought we did get to see him.
Oh, maybe it was a different guy.
Yeah, isn't it the dude who pops up?
Oh, sorry.
Who is unfrosted later in the movie?
Okay, yeah. There was a different one. I think it was Edmonds. She wanted to go to Edmonds' planet, but Cooper overrode her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the dude who actually you spend time with.
No, that's not the one.
Oh man, I got a little thrown by that. Okay.
Yeah. I think it was somebody we don't meet that she actually kind of has feelings for.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
So
awkward.
let's talk about those
Wants to
robots.
defrost an old boyfriend.
I know. Let's talk about the robots.
Yeah.
They are clunky and strange.
They're like giant Rubik's cubes in a sense.
Well, they're not even cubes. They're, I don't know, like one side of a Rubik's cube, basically.
They're kind of like when you get a massive television or a stereo and you have to, you get these big unwieldy boxes to go through. They're like that. They're just like these massive, bulky things. Apparently, this was something that made Warner Brothers really nervous when Nolan was like, "These are going to be the wacky robots."
Oh yeah, I would have.
Like, what are you talking about?
If I was a executive at a studio, I'd be like, "No, this is not going to
Like,
work."
keep the black hole, keep the dust storms, keep the cannibalism, but no, the robots have got to go. But no, he put his foot down, and here they are.
All right. Well, there's
These giant Rubik's cubes who they kind of don't make any sense. I love that they're so different. And when we see them in action, it's like, okay, they're clearly capable of a lot, but the fact that they're so big, they're so heavy, they do seem like a problem.
So when they go to that first planet and they actually, one of them saves her life.
Yes.
And you see them doing cool stuff and actually that they can move really quickly and they change shape and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is actually really neat. But that's the one time that there's kind of a neat animation to them.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, I'm like, okay.
And they've got attitude, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a C-3PO thing of being like a butler. It's like, it's like, going to space with your high school buddy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess they can change their sarcasm meters and their honesty meters and all that stuff. That seems strange to me.
Where would you put yours? Because I would want someone who's sarcastic and funny all the time. It's like, I don't see the point of having robot sidekicks unless I'm always laughing.
No, I would be like, your job is to make sure I don't die. So if your jokes are going to get in the way of that, down to 0, stay on mission. But if we're just like chilling, then of course I'd be like, all right, bring it up to 90.
If
but
we're just chilling.
Yeah.
I would, if I have like the equivalent of Chewbacca, I want a funny Chewbacca.
Okay.
I want to laugh.
Okay.
If I'm going to be in that kind of
danger. I
danger.
want to laugh too, but there's so many like dangerous things that happen. Yeah. As long as the robots do.
They're good at their jobs.
They are good at their jobs. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't want them to be funnier than the humans that I'm riding with. I don't know. Yeah. All right.
Whose voice would you want in one of the robots?
Whose voice?
Yeah, because it's Bill Irwin, who's a terrific actor. It's funny because he's famous for playing a mime. He does a lot of mime work, so it's funny that you hear his voice in this. He's a great actor.
He's like, I only use my body or my voice and not at the same time.
Not two at the same time. Yeah, he doesn't. He hasn't been in a lot of movies. But yeah, I was wondering, like, it would have been distracting if it was like, Jack Black or,
Oh, yeah.
But I wonder if,
I
don't know.
Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
That robot is very impressed.
Like, it's just an asteroid belt. It's fine.
I like the bro dude accent you gave your robot.
Yeah. All right, so they're heading towards the wormhole so they can go into the other galaxies. And they discover that the planet is so close to this gargantua wormhole that they're going to experience severe gravitational time dilation. Each hour on the surface is 7 years on Earth, which I don't know that I understand that totally, but okay, we're just going to go with it.
They illustrate the way the time bounce works in this movie using a piece of paper and a pen poking a hole through it.
No, that's the wormhole.
That's the wormhole. Yeah, we're talking about the wormhole.
Yeah.
So I love it because that's right out of Michael Crichton's novel Timeline. And by the way, this is a story that's circulated. I hope it's true because I've heard it a few times. But apparently this movie came out, and I guess the weekend it came out, Neil deGrasse Tyson was on a talk show, and he basically made fun of this movie.
Aww.
And he said, like, that's not what a wormhole would even look like. And apparently a year later, there was a NASA telescope that took a picture of a wormhole, and it looks exactly like it does in
Take
this
that,
movie.
Neil.
Suck on that, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Love it.
You know, that guy is a little too, like, hoity-toity for me.
He's awesome. But he also knows he's awesome. That's the problem.
That's the
He's
thing.
one of those guys.
I'm okay if you're smart and, you know, you want to share your knowledge with the world. That's great. But he's a little like...
That's what happened with Carl Sagan,
He's
though.
like, you're an idiot. I'm smart. Like, oh, okay.
Carl Sagan did an interview where he was like, billions and billions, and now people like, billions and billions. They're like, make fun of Carl Sagan, you know.
Well, people will make fun of anybody.
Yeah, we always like to take the egghead down. It's like the juvenile high school part of us.
Yeah, I know. Well,
He studied. Pfft.
okay. I know, but like, all right, don't make people feel ignorant, you know, like...
But if you're Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right.
and you see worlds upon worlds within worlds, and you know what a black hole looks like before Christopher Nolan does.
Okay, so they go down to this planet, and it is basically covered by a shallow ocean, rolled by enormous tidal waves. And so the astronaut Miller, you know, Amelia is attempting to recover her data when a huge wave hits. So basically what happened is she sent out her data, and then she got destroyed in this tidal wave. Mm-hmm. And so they thought that this was going to be a viable planet, but it's not. You know, it's like, couldn't her data have said, just water here, no land? You know, unless people want to live in 2 feet of water and then have to dodge tidal waves.
She might have been sending that message when the tidal wave took her out.
That's true, because they did say it, that in her time, she would have just arrived.
Yeah, which is very eerie the way time works in this particular.
Yeah. So this is where Tars and Case, I don't know. I can't tell them apart. I don't know who's who. But one of them saves Amelia.
How dare you? You can't tell those two robots apart.
They look the same to me.
Oh, that's so...
Okay, but this tidal wave scene is cool.
Yes, it is.
Because
it's very unexpected.
The spaceship basically turns into a boat.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're taken for a ride. When they do finally get out of there, 23 years has passed. And
they meet up with one of the guys, Romilly, who's been by himself for 2 decades and 3 years.
Yeah.
That always haunted me. Just
I'm like, what's he doing?
That's a lifetime. That guy's been all by himself trying to figure out he's like figuring out scientific problems. How many days did he blow it off? Like,
but then he also did the hypersleep for a while.
Yeah, he did hypersleep, but I mean...
He took like a couple 6-month naps.
Yeah.
You know, but then...
Still, that's agony.
I know, but then he was like, I didn't want to waste my life away just sleeping, which I get.
And it's like a prison sentence being up there. And when they finally come up, you know, and they're explaining the situation and everything, but I'm like, give this poor guy a hug. This poor bastard.
He's got gray hair now.
He hasn't seen anybody for 2 decades. I mean, that's a prison sentence without anybody. The guy's been completely alone.
Yeah.
And like, hey, how's it going? Hey, sucks down there. Didn't work out. Okay, let's get out of here.
Yeah. And for them, it was what? 2 hours?
Yeah.
Or something like that? It's crazy.
Yeah. He definitely got the short end of the stick for that one.
I know. You know, if that was the case, I would have said, you know what, we'll just leave, like, I think he had a robot with him. I think he had one of them. I'd been like, he can take care of it. I'm coming with you guys. I'm not going to waste, you know, because Cooper's like, we'll just go in and out. We'll be super fast. No.
I think if I was Romilly, if I had that shift, I think it would be a situation where I would be like Tom Hanks in Castaway. I would have a couple Wilsons. I would have a couple things I talk to.
Yes.
And when they find me, I'll be like clutching my, you know, my lotion dispenser. Be like, they're back. Do you see them, Gracie? They're back. We talked about this.
I know. Why is he not completely psychotic?
It's amazing how, keep your act together for 2 decades.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. He was also trying to solve the gravity equation. You know, that's kind of what he spent his time. Okay, so now on Earth we have adult Murphy, played by Jessica Chastain. And she is now a NASA scientist assisting Brand with the equation that will enable NASA to launch the space stations via gravity. I love her in this part.
Yeah.
I think she's really, really good.
I love her in everything. I don't think she's ever... She's been in some movies I didn't like, but I've never seen her give a bad performance. She's one of the best.
Oh, because they come back onto the space station and they're watching 23 years worth of videos, so he sees his kids all grown up,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, I got so emotional during this part. It's like, imagine missing 2 decades of your child's life.
Yeah.
I don't think, how do you even cope with that?
Yeah, and you see that Timothy Chalamet grew up to be Casey Affleck. I mean, that's devastating.
It really is. I mean, is that a downgrade? Like, for real? Like, how did this happen? Started off really positive. Like, I'm going to be a farmer like you, Dad.
Right.
And now he's just like...
Yeah, he's brooding. He's disappointed. It's a distant thing. He's talking about letting go. Yeah, it's hard because...
there's no Dunkin' Donuts near his house, so it's really rough.
Absolutely, no nut taps whatsoever. No, it's devastating because he's basically reconnecting with his son in this way at the moment where his son is like, I've waited long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see Murph, and she's basically never left him one of those messages.
Right.
But she finally does, because she says, I'm the same age you were when you left, and you said you would be back by then. So when are you coming home? And I mean, Matthew McConaughey is just bawling.
His performance never hits a false note. I love this. I think it's one of his very best performances.
I agree.
This is that era where they called it the McConaissance. Like, but what an amazing thing, because this guy, respectfully, I don't mean to be mean, but his career had been kind of a joke at this point. Mm-hmm. He did this movie called Sahara, which my father loves, but Sahara is ridiculous, and it was a big old flop. He did more shirtless stud movies like Fool's Gold. He did this.
I mean, I'm not gonna be upset about shirtless stud movies.
Shirtless stud movies are fine if they're good, but these were bad films, and he was just, he at one point was trying to make a Magnum PI movie, but apparently even he was like, what am I doing? This is stupid. I'm making the same movie over and over again. So along came, let's see, it was like The Lincoln Lawyer, and then Killer Joe, Magic Mike, what else? Dallas Buyers Club. It was just like a lot of like really interesting dark character roles, The Wolf of Wall Street, and then this thing. He just like, and it hasn't been consistent. There's been a couple off movies.
And I feel like he debulked for this. Like, he wasn't as like big.
He looks a little gaunt. Maybe this was post Dallas Buyers. Maybe right after that.
Yeah, he does look a little. I mean, he doesn't look bad, but I could see it in his face that he was not as bulky as he used to be. Yeah. Maybe it was after that, because that movie probably wrecked his metabolism for a while.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah,
he and Jared Leto.
So at this point, Dr. Brand is on his deathbed. And what's interesting about this is we have Dr. Brand and Murphy. She's kind of like a surrogate daughter. Like, they've kind of like adopted each other.
Right.
And so she's sitting next to him, and he admits that he already solved the gravity problem and determined that the project is impossible, as he needed more data from the black hole singularity to completely solve the equation.
It's quite the deathbed confession.
Yeah. So he concealed his findings to keep hope alive and put his faith in Plan B, which is, again, using frozen embryos aboard the Endurance to start humanity anew. And he also knew that there was no way back to Earth via the wormhole, which I can't. This part, I totally had... I mean, I forgot most of this movie because I saw it so long ago. But I was, again... like, I cannot believe he just, like, sent this crew out there and was like, they're never coming back, but I'm not going to tell them that.
It's interesting that the father figures in this movie are very disappointing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they're trying so hard to save the world that they are... It's almost like, and I'll take it out of this context because this context is so extreme, like saving the world, But it's like when you focus too much on the bigger picture and you don't see the individuals like in your house. It's like a dad who's just really focused on his job, but he can't see his kids right in front of him.
Yeah.
It does sort of put it on that scale.
Honestly, I think the movie works best that way. I'm not saying that the science doesn't hold up, although Neil deGrasse Tyson has some thoughts about that. But
I don't even know if the science holds up personally.
And frankly, I don't care. I
Yeah.
really don't care because I do feel like the film is exactly what you're saying. It's an epic, but it's an intimate epic. It's about very personal, relatable things done in the context of science fiction. I do think so. I think the movie works best when it's emotional. And most of these movies typically are not emotional. There's a terrific film. I loved it. It's one of my favorite films of the year. Brad Pitt did it a couple years ago called Ad Astra. It was also a sci-fi film about a guy going deep into space, and he's trying to find his father. So it did have this emotional hook. I love 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's one of my favorite movies. I've seen it so many times. I grew up with it. But, the movie is not emotional. Kubrick made a film that's just, it leaves you cold. It's so chilly. But at the same time, if going to space is what we think it is, then it's really about dealing with isolation above all else. The whole thing of the thing that I learned about in space camp, the food you eat and the daily routines and the things that you're doing, that's a routine that you fall into and feel comfort towards. Okay, I have this as a mission. What's really terrifying, as they mentioned in the movie, is thinking about how thin the walls are.
Yes.
How there's nothing out there for millions and billions and trillions of miles. The isolation is devastating. And this movie, like the best films that deal with outer space, is actually about how, as they say, it's like being in a boat and, this idea that you're surrounded by miles of water and you may not be able to swim.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point in our story, the Endurance has low on fuel because apparently they spent 23 years on this other planet. And they can only go to one more planet before returning to Earth. So after a really tense decision, they elect to go to Man's planet because he's still transmitting, and they think that Cooper thinks that they have the best chance there. But when they get there, it's icy and inhospitable, and they take Man out of hypersleep, who's played by Matt Damon. Okay, when I first saw that it was Matt Damon, I was like, oh, Matt Damon. Okay, he's going to join their team and help with this whole, this whole thing. And turns out Murphy sends, she tells, oh man, I'm forgetting everybody's names. She tells Amelia that her dad died, over the message thing. And then she's like, also, you guys you're never coming back. He lied, and Man knew that was the case, which I found interesting. Did Dr. Brand tell those 12 astronauts, hey, you're going out there and you're going to collect data, and if your planet gets chosen, it's just automatic. We're going to send somebody, we'll start a new colony. You're not coming back. And so maybe that's why Man turned so psychotic. And we end up finding out that he faked all of his data. I mean, were you surprised by this?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's especially because when the character is first revitalized and he's showing them all that he's accomplished, and he's talking about how the layers of this planet is definitely giving them a song and dance about how all the progress he's made and all the things he's discovered that are for the the betterment of humankind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know. He's basically hey, if you go down to the surface, there's oxygen, there's all this stuff, and so they're thinking this frozen tundra is just one layer, and they're gonna get beyond that.
Yeah.
The part that I thought was crazy is he's like, day is 72 hours, nighttime is 72 hours. I'm like,
it's a 67 hour planet.
Yeah, something like that. I was like,
day,
that sounds like a nightmare.
I just think, wow, I could accomplish so much in 67 hours.
A 67-hour day?
Yeah.
And then a 67-hour night?
That's wild.
No, thank you. I can barely handle a 12-hour day and a 12-hour night. That's crazy. So we get a whole thing where, so Man fakes his data and because he wants to be rescued. I mean, I get it. Do you think you would do something like that? Would you fake your data so that they would come get you?
No, of course not.
You wouldn't?
No. If I was stuck on this planet, no, I would ask them to come and help me. I wouldn't fake the data. I'd be like, hey, let's...
No, but that this is it. If your planet doesn't have what humanity needs to survive, after your 2 years of stuff is gone, that's it.
You turn that frown upside down. Like, hey, I hear you guys have a blight problem. Guess what? We got lots of water here. So bring some tanks. We got lots of water.
They have no.
We
They
got
have
so much ice. So much ice, you guys. It's an ice planet.
And they're gonna be like, okay, we're not going there. Bye, Dr. Man. Enjoy hypersleep forever.
Yeah, this place makes Antarctica look like Iowa. Okay, like there's so much ice here, you guys. You're gonna love it. And by the way, come rescue me, please.
Okay, so Man and Cooper getting a full-on like death match.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Oh, you don't?
No, there's few things dopier than watching two guys in a spacesuit have a fist fight. It's stupid. They should have handled this inside the spaceship, making a real fight, making about, the structural damage of the ship, which is a lot scarier than two guys looking like they're fighting underwater. I don't like this at all. No, I don't.
You don't like it when they headbutt their helmet?
It's so dopey. No, this is stupid. No, I've never liked this at all. It's like, I want to see McConaughey and Damon get in a fight. They can do it. These guys have been in some movie brawls, but this is dumb. No, I don't like this at all.
Yeah, but they also have like the thrusters that like help them like not fly, but you know what I mean,
Yeah,
jump and leap and all that stuff. You don't think that's cool?
No, I don't. I don't care for this portion. I really don't. If anything, it's just like, okay, if he's the bad guy, let's just get rid of this character so we can move on to something else.
I know. So
It becomes episodic at this point.
That's true. Romilly is killed by a bomb that Man set to protect
Sucks.
his secrets,
Poor
which,
guy.
you know what? Man, Romilly gets the shaft this entire film.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, at the end of the film, there needs to be like a special monument dedicated to his honor. That guy suffered.
Yeah, he
for this
really did
ridiculous
suffer.
mission where he was basically stuck indoors all the whole time.
I know. Amelia rescues Cooper on another shuttle, and they arrive right as Man is trying to dock the Endurance, but he docks it improperly because they told the AI bots, like, do not help him. If he's going to do it, like, we can't have him dock and then fly off.
It's very satisfying, and I don't know that I've ever seen Matt Damon give a character I wanted to die more than in this film.
I know.
He is such a bastard.
He really is. And when he's talking, okay, like before they get in the fight and they're walking along the tundra of this ice planet, the way he's talking, I'm like, oh, there's something really weird about him.
Yeah, it's not his usual voice. He does a special affectation, not only because he's hiking outside, but also because like there's something kind of sociopathic about him at this point.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, he's willing to like kill everybody else to save himself.
Yeah.
So
it's like Mr. Ripley goes to space. Yeah. Which is, by the way, a movie I would absolutely see.
Okay, so the airlock explodes, killing Man, causing serious damage. And then the space station is just like twirling. By the way, the fact that they have to like turn it in circles in order to create gravity,
Yeah.
I mean, I would be barfing all over this place.
It's like working in the Gravitron.
Oh, yeah. And I went on a Gravitron one time in middle school.
Yeah.
I don't think my equilibrium ever recovered.
I was warned to
this
never
day.
go. I've never been on. I've been warned not to.
Yeah, I was completely just like messed up for at least 3 days after that. And then I don't know that I ever have been the same since.
Because at space camp, we had an equivalent that I'd been on, but it was very brief. It wasn't like a fun ride. It was like, experience this.
At a space camp, I think that would be better. This was at a county fair, probably put together by some carnies. Like, who knows if that thing was even done
You don't
properly.
think it was up to code?
No way.
Oh, come on. You don't trust those carnies with your life?
No, not at all. Okay, so Cooper uses the shuttle to get the Endurance under control. And yeah, Anne Hathaway, she passes out. That would have been me. I mean, they're spinning so fast that, I would have been out of it. And then, I don't know. It probably would have taken me a long time to recover from that.
But this moment illustrates that's Cooper is Maverick here. This is the best guy for the job. He was clearly the only person who could do this. So
now they're nearly out of fuel. And Cooper and Amelia are the only ones left, along with Tars and Case. And their plan is to slingshot Endurance around the Gargantua on a course toward Edmonds, and that's who Amelia wants to find, because she's got a thing for him, even though we don't know who he is. So due to being directly in the heavy gravity of Gargantua, several more decades actually pass back on Earth, while Tars and Cooper detach into the black hole. So Tars goes into the black hole. Cooper detaches himself. They basically sacrifice themselves so that Amelia is light enough to get where she needs to go.
Yeah.
I think that's what that means.
Yes.
And so she's now by herself. I mean, I think, oh man, it's like on one hand, that's cool that they did that. But on another hand, if I was her...
It's a prison sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more about the isolation of this.
Because then it's like you just saw what happened to Romilly with aging faster. And then you saw what happened to Man being by himself for all those years. And now she's basically facing the same fate. I mean...
Yeah. What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Just like throw myself into the black hole. No.
Really?
Just kidding.
I would be like,
her...
okay, I don't have to worry about these food rations anymore. Who wants nachos?
Like, all the space ice cream just for me.
All the space ice cream you want. You could blast your music. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't need to be scientific anymore. It's like, no, this is like your college dorm.
No, I mean, she really believes in this mission, and she really believed in her dad. And I think even though her dad betrayed all of them, I think she knows that there's no future on Earth. So I think she really is determined to do this colony thing, to do Plan B. And I can appreciate that. I think if I was her, after I woke up from just fainting I'd be like, you know what? No more gravitrons in space. I'm going to do my best to have that not happen again. I would be like, you know what? I either die or I repopulate the Earth and then die. Or repopulate this new planet.
Yeah. So the key is she's got to find an alien to repopulate the planet with.
No, she has all the embryos. And she's going to put them in artificial wombs somehow. That I don't know how that's going to work. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. So now we
You
have...
are my mother. Hi, Mom. When's dinner?
No, that's the mom is that voice.
Oh.
Because the embryos are human.
Oh, God. Wait, the embryos are human. So wouldn't the kids have that voice? No, it's the mom?
No, yeah, because the embryos are humans and they're being put into like AI wombs.
Okay.
So it'd be like, you are my baby.
Who's raising these kids then? Would it be Amelia?
Oh, I guess. Oh, is she the only adult with all of these babies? Oh my gosh, that is a nightmare.
Cuber, Databite, get over here now. Sorry, Mom. We were hacking each other. Ha, ha, ha.
So that brings up an interesting point. Because if that's the case, she can't, put them all, into the womb at the same time.
Yeah.
How's she gonna, care for 100 babies? This Plan B was not clearly thought out.
How did Octomom do it?
Did Octomom do it? I don't know.
For those of you who are under the age of 20, you may have to Google Octomom. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow, we just really aged ourselves with that joke. I don't know, but yeah, Plan B was not really thought through very well because I don't know,
yeah.
Maybe Dr. Brand thought, hey, there's going to be at least 5 astronauts so they can all take care of these babies? Or do they grow until they're fully adult? Maybe they're in hypersleep and maybe they don't even have childhoods. Oh, that's sad.
I don't think that any of these astronauts seem like the parenting type.
Clearly. So
I'm not leaving my kid with Romilly. That dude's a downer.
Well, now he's dead, so...
Well, especially now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know. That's a really good question.
Does Anne Hathaway become like Maria von Trapp? She's got a little guitar, okay, kids, the Earth goes around the solar system.
Oh my gosh. A is for asteroid. Yeah, I don't know.
B is for binary code.
I know. All right, so now we have Cooper. He's like inside the black hole, and then he ends up ejecting himself.
Yeah.
And now he's in the Tesseract, which where time appears as a spatial dimension and portals show glimpses of Murphy's childhood bedroom at various times. Of course, he doesn't realize this right away.
No.
He's sort of like floating through going, where the hell am I?
Which is what the audience is doing too.
Yeah.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Nolan?
Yeah, so now we see that he's behind her bookshelf trying to communicate.
He's the ghost in the room, yeah.
Yeah, which, I mean, I think is kind of cool. Okay, so Cooper realizes the alien beings are future humans who have constructed this space so he can communicate with Murphy and save humanity. So he's
able to communicate with the robot, which is very helpful.
Yes, which we can't see. Like, if the robot is just sort of this disembodied voice, I mean, we don't know where the robot is.
Yeah.
But maybe...
what are we talking about here? Is the robot now an evolved state? Is there a soul to speak of? Like, how is that even possible?
I have no idea.
It's an AI entity that is somehow just floating out there like a radio wave.
Yeah, maybe he lost his Rubik's Cube body and just became one with the Tesseract.
Part of the consciousness.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So now we're also seeing... in conjunction with this scene, Murphy as a grown-up, and she's back in the room, and she's trying to save her brother's family because, like, they all have the bad cough. So she sets the field on fire. You know, she brings...
Which seems a little extreme for just trying to get Casey Affleck to go outside while she could sneak inside.
Well, no, she's trying to get his family off the property, but she stays in the room so long that he comes back.
If anything, you just you set up a food stand at the edge of farm, big sign, all you can eat humans. And it was like, oh, sweet, it's dinner. So he goes out there. He's thinking he's going to get some Soylent Green. Then she sneaks inside. Setting his crops on fire seems a little much.
Okay.
It's very cinematic.
Okay, but he didn't want the wife and the son to go with the doctor.
Yeah.
Played by Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
Yeah, who's just kind of...
I'm glad they got, one of those Class A, Grade A actors from that 70s show in this pivotal supporting role.
I know.
I'm sorry. I don't hate Topher Grace. It's so distracting that he's in
I know.
this.
Last night, Barry's like, Topher Grace doesn't even deserve to be in this movie.
Look, I'll be fair. He did a movie with Dennis Quaid called In Good Company, and Scarlett Johansson's that too. He's great in that movie. That's a great movie. Other than that, I've not liked his film choices. It's strange that he's in this. It's even weirder that he's in this than Matt Damon.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
It'd be like if Ashton Kutcher showed up in this role. Like, what are you doing?
And it's weird that Murphy kisses him at one point. I'm like, no
oh,
way.
Not this dude. No.
She's too good for you, man.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so Cooper...
Now, if Ryan Gosling had played the role, I'd be like, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
That would have been an upgrade.
That would have been an upgrade.
But he was probably too busy. And they're like, oh, we can get Topher Grace. Don't worry. He's not going to ask for much money. So we're not going to give him any money. But yeah, we'll get Topher Grace.
Okay. So what I like about this is that Cooper's trying to communicate to young Murphy.
Yes.
And then at the same time... grown-up Murphy's in the room. He can't see her, but he knows, like, if he can get the messages to the young Murphy, that eventually older Murphy will get the message.
Yeah.
And so he ends up using... This is... I didn't understand this, and I still don't even know what I'm about to say, but using gravitational waves, Cooper encodes Tar's data on the singularity into the adult Murphy's watch, allowing her to solve Brand's equation and evacuate Earth. So
Mr. Nolan, there had to have been a simpler way.
Like he
uses
uses Morse code and puts it into her watch. And because when she pulls the watch out of the box as an adult, because she had, like, as a kid, she put all this crap in a box and was like, I hate you, Dad, and put it away. And then as an adult, she sees it. And you can see that the second hand is, like, kind of malfunctioning. But then she finally realizes it's Morse code. And she deciphers it. And she finishes the equation that saves the world. So it's like... okay.
Look, as a kid, we had a ham radio. Did you have a ham radio?
No.
I had a ham radio as a kid.
I had two cans and a string.
Okay, so I was like Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you were like that kid in the back of science class playing with a paperclip. Okay,
Yes,
got it.
exactly.
So, all right, so we had a ham radio at my house, and the ham radio was attached to the little dee-dee-dee noise, and we could give Morse code messages to people out there. So I remember, like, with my mom,
Did you figure out how to do Morse code?
Yes, we figured out. We had a little booklet, and we'd be like, dee-dee-dee. After a while, my mom would be like, oh my gosh, this is someone from Czechoslovakia.
No way.
But the thing of it is, though, you screw up, the sentence doesn't make any sense, and there's no backslash. You know, it's like you're the, like, oh, I screwed up the. Oh, I try to say shopping, it now says shrubber. You got to be really good at this. And it's easy to screw it up.
He's a NASA astronaut.
But at the same time, it's like, I mean, what is he? I mean, it's not a simple message he's conveying.
That's true.
You know, this is like, you know, how to create a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Through Morse code.
Yeah.
How long is he typing this thing?
Well, apparently he has unlimited time because he can go to any part of Murph's life in the room.
Yeah.
And give these messages to her.
Yeah.
And so then when he finally realizes he can program the watch, which again, I feel like that's a stretch, like using gravity.
It's definitely a stretch. Again, there had to have been an easier way to do. Maybe there's like a speak and spell in there that he's able to. I'm serious. I'm totally serious.
A Teddy Ruxpin.
A Teddy Ruxpin. Hi. Here is the answer to the gravity problem. Seriously. A calculator. You know how you can write boobless on a calculator or boobies? Maybe it's like turning the calculator upside down to write messages. Fun fact, if you have a calculator right now, it's 735580008.
I mean,
still know it.
We all knew how to do that when we were kids.
You know what I do love about this, I will say, because I mean, talk about using time as a end all be all excuse to get away with the craziest plot contrivance. There's a scene weirdly like this in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes.
Where Bill and Ted are in jail.
Yes.
And it's like, dude, how are we going to get out of jail? Like, Ted, we have a time machine. We could like give ourselves the keys now and get out of jail. And suddenly they have keys in their hands. And like, oh my God, I have the keys. We can get out of jail. And he's like, Bill, remember, we have to use the time machine to give ourselves the keys later. Otherwise, this will never have happened. You're right, Ted. Excellent. Anyway, that's what is happening in this scene. It's like, you know, time is a circle, so we'll just go back and make sure this all checks out later.
Yeah. Do you think Nolan watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
I wouldn't doubt it for a second. He's only a little bit older than I am, so yes, of course he saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
You know what? I'm going to elevate this idea.
It's like, that came out in 89. No one remembers that movie, so we're good. We're good.
I'm going to call it the Tesseract.
Well, I've heard that expression before, and I think, I'm trying to think where I've heard that before. But my question is, how long is Cooper in the Tesseract? That's the thing.
Oh, okay. So we sort of tried to figure it out, and I think we find out he's been gone 127 years, and I think between the time they were on that planet and then being in that gravitational pull, I think we figured out he was in the Tesseract for potentially 40-something Earth years. But for him, it wouldn't have been that long.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't... I think in his time, he's probably only gone, like, for him, maybe it was like a couple of years.
It's pretty amazing to think the only one who has a long haul of this trip is Romilly. Everyone else is like, oh, we were only there for like 45 minutes. I was only in this thing for 15 minutes. Really, for us, it was like 78 years, man.
I know. It's so crazy. Okay, so then Cooper somehow is ejected from the singularity and just awakens aboard a NASA space station near Saturn. And so, again, I think at this point, Nolan's like, all right, I got to figure out how to get this guy somewhere where he can reunite with his daughter. But he wakes up, and I did remember this because you were like, you haven't seen this movie. I'm like, yes, I have. I have seen this movie. And the only thing I actually remembered was him being behind the bookshelf.
Yep.
But I didn't remember what he was doing.
Which I feel like that's what everyone remembers about it. Like, oh, the bookshelf movie.
Yeah, I know. Oh, he was a ghost, you know. And then I remember him waking up. I didn't know it was on like a space station, but I remember him looking out the window and seeing everything like in a circle, you know, and because these kids are playing baseball and then there's like houses above them, like gravity just doesn't work the same way where they are. So that's the only thing I remembered. And so they're like, hey, Murphy's coming. She's going to come to see you. But she's so old that... Now, here's the thing. I was like, okay, she was 10 when he left. And he was gone 127 years. So
Yes.
she's 137?
I don't think that checks out. Is that possible? Because he's 124 at the end of the movie.
He's 124?
Yeah, I think that's what they say.
Oh, okay. So he was... Oh, I thought they said he was gone for 127 years. Maybe no, he wasn't gone that long. He's 124. How old was he when he left?
I don't know.
He was like, what, 35?
Yeah, it'd say 38.
Okay. So...
You're doing the math.
Oh, okay. So she'd be around 99.
Okay, still.
Still, okay. That makes more sense. Because I was like, there's no way she's like 140. Okay, so she's around 99 years old when she finally sees her dad again.
Yeah.
And this scene, I don't know how you felt, but...
What, when they see each other?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
It's so moving.
I find that's the thing about it. Like, this movie it's kind of nonsensical for a film where I'm sure a lot of the science probably, like, okay, we can... There's some kind of equation that can prove this. Okay, fine, it's in the movie. Because I suspect it's like one of these things. I'm willing to be fast and loose with it, even though it does seem like they're really loading in a lot of ideas that perhaps could or couldn't check out. And it's all based on theory.
Well, even if they're theories, that's fine.
But the emotion of the movie always works. Even the
Yeah.
whole thing of like when she finds the watch and that's like the telltale thing. It's like, okay, she's always believed it. She's always had this belief.
Yeah,
in
she
that
was like,
room.
you were my ghost.
There's always that emotion that always
Yeah.
draw her to that room and to always
Yeah.
kept her. So I don't know, it's for a movie that's even the Tesseract. It's a very surreal scene, but it's a very emotional scene.
Yeah.
which is very strange that
Yeah.
it works in that way.
Yeah, where he's like yelling, but she can't hear him.
The ending of 2001, where David Bowman is walking through that hotel room, and we know that the voices he's hearing are extraterrestrials, and they're watching him, and he sees, as he walks through room to room, he gets older and older and older. It's a magnificent scene. It's one of the best in cinema. There's no emotion to it. It's creepy. It's like it really feels like something out of a horror film. And then you have a feeling of awe when the film ends because the ending is so remarkable. But you don't get. I don't get teary-eyed watching that film. This is a film that really wrecks me emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because of the scene you're talking about, and
Yeah.
a bunch of others too. Yeah, I mean, again, it's like it's a movie about fatherhood. It's about going to the depths of the cosmos and learning about being a father.
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah.
Well, he really was, yes, he saved humanity by sending her, the code and the messages and all that. But if he did it for her,
Right.
And when they said that he was at Cooper Station, he's like, wow, thanks for naming it after me. They're like, yeah, we named it after your daughter. He's like, oh, which I love.
You may be 124 years old, but don't get cocky on this, pal.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
You may have been into a black hole, but you're not your daughter, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Did you save everyone? Did you get everyone, whatever, off the planet? Okay, so then he's like, I'm here. I'm going to be with you. And she's really sweet. She's like, no parent should have to watch their child die. She's like, my family's here. Like, my kids, my grandkids. Like, you need to go. And he's like, where should I go? And I love it that she's like, you need to go find Amelia. Like, you need to go to that planet because she's all by herself, And I kind of like wanted there to be a reunion. I felt like if Amelia had seen, a space shuttle come down, I don't know. I think I would have felt a little bit better about the ending.
I agree. Although I think the film in some ways is about being in a state of limbo. So I feel like we're constantly seeing every character in that state in some way, shape, or form. And we also see that, by the way, she's doing really well.
Yeah.
She's doing so much better than Matt Damon ever did.
Yeah, she's got a whole camp
She's
set
doing
up.
great. It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got her American flag flying in the wind.
Yeah.
She's not wearing a helmet, so we know that there's oxygen.
And yet her haircut is still there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But we don't see Edmonds. So maybe her and the McConaughey, maybe they do parent 100 children together.
Well, it's biblical that a 124-year-old man can father 100 kids. That's like something out of the Old Testament.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like Noah and getting off the ark.
You know what this movie does save us from? Jessica Chastain gets in between a fight between Casey Affleck and Topher Grace. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that would have been pathetic.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Because, like, one has a tire iron, the other one's going to use his fist. It's so dumb. Like, thank you, Jessica Chastain, for getting in between that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's the end of our movie.
Yeah.
And we are, wow, this is going to be a long episode. But, yeah, I loved it. I knew I loved it the first time, but I think, when did we see it? Oh, yeah, I wasn't even pregnant with the first time we saw it. So I feel like now as a parent...
You weren't ready to populate a new world when you saw it.
No, I wasn't. I mean, I'm still not ready to populate a new world, but...
There's still time.
No, but now watching it as a parent, I did feel the emotions. I mean, I always feel them, but, you know, it just is a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss seeing it on the big screen. I saw it twice in the theater, and watching it last night, I love the film, but I mean, it's meant for the biggest screen possible. It's a pretty amazing film experience, and I love that Nolan is still making movies at this level. He's got The Odyssey coming out next year with Matt Damon in the lead, which is amazing that people are excited about The Odyssey as a movie. But it's him, so
Yeah.
fingers
All right.
crossed. It's a good one.
So what, 4 stars for you?
3.5.
3.5.
I love the movie, but the spacesuit fight is dopey. I'm sorry, but it's just super dopey, and there's like little things in the movie. Yeah, there's just there's some stuff in the film I don't like. The whole thing where Anne Hathaway's reaching out, and we find at the end of the movie that's McConaughey.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Thank you for telling us what that is, but I don't feel like I don't think everything...
He didn't need to spell it out so much.
He checks off all the boxes, but at the same time, I don't think it all goes together. It's not like Tenants, which is another far more difficult
but when
movie.
I saw it again, and I saw that it was his hand reaching her hand, I was like, ooh. Again, it just showed that time is relative.
Yes.
You know, because he was piloting that ship and he was outside of the ship.
Right.
At the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
The same with The Room. You know, he's behind the bookcase and he's in the room.
The Room is it's such a cool idea that it's all about this book. I mean, I do admire it because it's so surreal and crazy, but I just feel like there's a better or just a different way to handle that. It's established that Stephen King's The Stand is on the shelf. Wouldn't it be cool if you push off all the shelves off the book and the first sentence applies to the message that he's trying to give?
Yeah, but he doesn't know what books they are.
And she's like, "Wait, Dad, Twilight? What?
Yeah, he can't see the titles
Madonna's
of the
sex book. Dad, why do you want me to read this? There's no words in this one, Dad. Oh, you just want me to read this? Okay, weird, Dad. Okay."
You're weird. No, Morse code.
The Celestine prophecy, Dad. We made fun of this. Why do you want me to read this?
Yeah, I think the Morse code, because it's universal and it's never failed people.
The biography of Taylor Swift, Dad. We made fun of her, Dad. Why do you want me to read this? I don't know. I just, again, I admire the audacity. This movie has a lot of that, and it manages to be an original space epic. It's a very weird film. It takes chances in every scene. Yeah. Every scene, it makes some weird choices. I do love the film, but I just don't think I'm not gonna 4 stars for me. It feels like, oh, it's perfect. No, there's some stuff in this. I'm like, it's kind of distracting. I kind of wish they'd made some sharper choices, but I do love the film.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. I'm sort of with you, but I also think it's so good.
Yeah.
That I kind of want to give it 4 stars, even though the robots are lame. So I don't know.
McConaughey is so extraordinary in this. I don't know that even earlier in his career where he was doing movies that impressed me even before he kind of took a wrong turn, but I don't know that reading the script, I think he would be the perfect person for this, but this is a terrific performance.
Yeah.
I'd say one of his very best.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to say 3.5 too, because, But I feel like it could be 4 for me.
I thought this was one of the best films of the year. My favorite movie of this year was The Better Angels, which no one saw. But this is also the same year of Gone Girl and American Sniper. I thought these 3 films are just like encapsulate mainstream filmmaking at a very high level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved all of those.
I did too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have any other final thoughts for our...
You know what? Thank you for reminding me. So what would this? There is an Easter egg in this episode. Here's what we're doing. So the Easter egg is TARS, uppercase TARS, TARS. That is the name of the robot character. On the comments section for this show, if you could put TARS : the name of a bad movie that you want us to cover.
Oh.
See what we're doing there?
Bad movie.
A bad movie, not a good film, because like this. Obviously, this was a request. Interstellar is awesome. If you want like anything between like the Garbage Pail Kids movie to Cool as Ice, we're talking like bad films.
But I'm not. I will say
so bad it's good.
I don't want to see The Room. Like I don't want to talk about that.
We don't need to talk about The Room.
Yeah.
But if someone requested The Room, I would be down for The Room.
No, nobody requests The Room. It's just.
Okay.
I can't. It would just be us doing his stupid voice the whole time. Nobody wants to hear that.
So Julia doesn't want to do The Room. Fine. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait, fine. There's a caveat with this Easter egg.
Okay.
But nevertheless, yeah. So if you're listening, if you've got this far in the episode, thank you for listening to the whole thing. Please, and if you have like, oh, there's a bad movie, I would love for you guys to talk about. But again, so bad it's good. Please no cats. Please no cats.
Okay.
So TARS, uppercase TARS, the name of the movie. Put it in the comments on our site. And we will look at it and we will discuss.
And then also, but nothing over an R rating, and also not doing like a horror, like super bad horror movie.
Okay, so no Hostel, no Showgirls.
Yeah, nothing like
Got
that.
it. All right.
Yeah, nothing like that.
All
but something that no, this will be fun.
All right, yeah.
And you know what? If I don't have an Instagram post up yet, you can comment just go to Spotify. They have comments. That's where I get comments.
There you go.
So you can also do that. So
Yeah,
Instagram,
tell them where to go. Yeah, Instagram, Spotify.
But you can also DM us on Instagram too if you don't see a post yet. Because sometimes I post the episodes and then I don't always right away get a post up. So
Superman 4, Jaws the Revenge, bring it. I'm down. I'm ready to talk about a bad film.
All right. Well, I think we did it. All right. Well, that concludes our discussion of Interstellar.